I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we dive into the enchanting world within the pages of an amazing book. It is called Scars of a Magician, The Light Within by Robert Herring Jr. You're going to explore the mystical twists of Derrick Blackwell's life in a hidden mountain village where magic and mystery prevail, and we will discover how a stolen wizard book sets off a chain reaction that could change the fate of magic itself. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank our team at Pro Isle Publishing for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support writers like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his wonderful book. The links are below this interview. Robert, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Hey, I appreciate you allowing me to come on.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us today. This book felt very, very real. It's a real world you've created. It makes me wonder, are you a magician?
Nah, I just
No?
was looking for a way to make a different type of book that you see that you don't see out here every day.
Exactly. And you have succeeded with that for sure. Let's give the folks at home an overview of what Scars of a Magician is about.
Okay. Well, I was trying to combine Harry Potter with Underworld with Inception and put them all together. So it's like a come of age story of a young magician that's trying to become a wizard and the journey he takes as a young man throughout his life and where he's rebellious until he finds his male figure in his life. Then he wants to try to do better in his life and protect who he loves.
Awesome. Since this has a subtitle, Scars of a Magician, The Light Within, it makes me feel like it's part of a series, is it?
I was working on a series. It was another one. It's going to be called Scars of Magician: The Wave of No Return, or another one like that. It's going to dive more into his background, where his father comes from, where it's just the whole cycle around him. That's what I was trying to work with.
Very, very cool. So more books might follow, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. Tell us a little bit about Derrick's character and his journey from chaos creator to pivotal magical figure.
He starts off. He's like an orphan type kid. He's not really an orphan, but he's kind of like that. He's raised by his grandmom and his dad and his mom. And the journey he takes, he's just rebellious because they're always doing something, and he's left with his grandma. So he just it's just he's at a magical school that's like a magician school. That's why I
Mhm.
was like, why not have him start him as a magician and then become a magic person, not
Right.
him start as a magic person and then go up. You know what I mean? You never really see
Exactly.
like when you look at Harry Potter, you don't see him start. He starts as a magician kind, or not magician, a magic person. He doesn't
Right.
start somewhere before that. You know?
Exactly. He's got kind of the power within him and he learns
Yeah.
to harness it later on, which
Yeah.
is very, very cool. Harry Potter has such an impact on your generation. I have a son about your age, I believe, and he reads the book, I don't know, once every few months. What is it about Harry Potter stories and the world that authors like you have created that make people want to read them and reread them and live in that world for a little bit?
Well, with my book, I was trying to. I thought if you write something for a person, some people don't like to read so much. So
Hmm.
I decided to make it shorter and then maybe the next book make it longer. So I
Hmm.
put everything I could in there, like the action and put some drama. So it took me a while to get where I'm at with the book I have now because I it took me a while to grow because this book was like the first book I ever wrote before. This is the most pages I ever done. So yeah, it was uphill battle, but I got there.
You did, you did. And I think you did hit the nail on the head when you say a lot of people don't like to read. I think non-readers do like to read books like yours and books like Harry Potter because the story has gripped them. So I think the story value itself is so, so important. Let's talk about the Stolen Wizard book in
Hmm,
your book and how
okay.
that shapes the plot and the themes that emerge from this pivotal event.
Well, there's several books that's actually in the book. I There's only one right in this book right now. So he ended up coming across a book in like the forest with a old lady in his on her cart and stuff like that. So he actually took the book without her knowing, and So when he took it, it created a whole bunch of problems behind it. But he didn't realize that there's more with the book. The book and the old lady, she kind of made all these dominoes effect. So she knew she wanted this to happen, but he didn't. I didn't get to that yet, but there's a whole
Right.
bunch of backstory behind that book and stuff. So it's a lot of
Absolutely.
headaches that come along with the books. You know.
Yep, yep. There's a lot more there to unpack for sure. Let's talk about turning this into a film or a series. Have you thought about that at all?
It sounds interesting. If it came across my table or my desk, I would love it. But I guess time will tell. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So if Tyler Perry or Christopher Nolan calls you and says, "Hey, we'd like to turn this into a film," you wouldn't object. That'd be pretty awesome, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'll think about it. I'll let you know.
Exactly.
It never came across. If it came across, we could talk and see where it goes.
Exactly, exactly. Well, that's the great thing about publishing a book and putting your work out there. You never know whose hands it's going to wind up in. Let me ask you this. If there was an actor who was going to play Derrick Blackwell, who would it be?
I never thought that deep. I have no idea. It just as long as a person can act well, and really put that character to well, I don't know. I have to think about that. That's a hard question right now for me.
Okay. Well, I think I would cast the writer. I think I would cast Robert Herring Jr. What do you
All
think
right.
about that casting?
Hey, why not? I'm not an actor, so I'd rather have somebody that actually can make him shine.
Eh,
Make the character shining.
That's true. That's true. So we'll have to find out during the casting call. I see a young Denzel Washington playing the part. I'm trying to think of who his younger counterpart is nowadays, but it seems like with streaming, there are
Mm.
so many stars that you can't keep track of them. So I'm sure there'd be people lined up to play Derek, that's for sure. So where do you think you'll go with the next book? Where do you think you go if you do create a sequel?
Well, I was trying to go with the sequel of mixing fiction with nonfiction
Mhm.
and trying to make it actually make sense. Because I don't think I ever seen. There's probably a book out there or two that probably mixed fiction with nonfiction and made it work. So we'll see how they go. And it's supposed to be him and his father really connecting, and him and he also is still making bad choices. So he's
Yeah.
still like, all right, I'm making this choice, and then wherever he goes, and wherever his hopefully at the end he can approve and be better than where he was in the beginning of the book.
What's your favorite scene in Scars of a Magician? When you wrote it, you were like, wow, that's good. I like it. Is there something that really stands out that you want to tell the audience about?
Um, there was a part I changed a couple times. There's a part he done all this stuff to find certain stuff in the book, and he gets caught and he gets sent to like the council to uh, be trial put to trial, and he
Mhm.
gets sent away, and he gets put on an island, and he has to struggle to get there, and then once he goes through like all this tr what how you say
Like trials and
horrible yes
tribulations.
yes
Yeah.
yes he went through all that, and then he comes out better once he finds his grandfather, and he has to go through all this struggle to come to actually leave that island he's on. So
Gotcha.
that's really what I'm like.
Yep, that was a strong aspect of the book for sure. The name of the book that could be part of a series, an upcoming series. How far have you gotten on the series anyway? Have you written part two or is it all up in your head right now?
Uh, I think I was in like two or three chapters, and then I
Okay.
stopped. I stopped.
Sounds good.
I was in two or three. If I could have probably finished it or got close to it, because I was trying to go to maybe maybe 300 pages
Right.
for the next book. So
Sounds good. Well, the name of this book is Scars of a Magician, The Light Within. It is written by Robert Herring Jr. It explores the magical twists of the hero, Derrick Blackwell, and his life in a hidden mountain village where magic and mystery prevail. It's a great story. You will love it. It's a real page turner, and you can look forward to more from Robert as well. Robert, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you as well, sir. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.